Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing all right. And whenever you see this, day or night, so this is going to be a general reading for both Virgo and for Libra for February. And so I will be posting timestamps after the live is done for some people who may just want one or the other. Okay, so each sign is going to be done separately. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start doing a little incense here, a little bit of a sound bell, and then we'll go ahead and get started first with the Virgo reading. And then I also wanted to just make sure that our sound is good and that we are going live on Facebook before we get started. So let's just do that real quickly. All right, so we did Facebook, and I just want to check our sound on YouTube. Okay, sound is good on YouTube. All right. So yes, now let's do some incense. This is some matchstick incense. So it's a smaller amount because usually I have the allergies and things. But I wanted to do at least a little bit here to clear the energy from the previous readings that we've done. You can clear it with intention, of course, and sound vibrations, sound healing that we'll do with the sound bell in just a minute. And then, of course, smoke or incense. Just a little bit for you guys, too. All right, so we're just clearing the energy. All right, so I want to make sure that I am delivering the messages as clearly as possible as well, from my spirit guides, ancestors, okay, to make sure that you guys are getting your messages as clearly as possible as well. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get the sound bell here. And I did want to say too that I will be taking the camera down once we've casted the bones and charms. So you can see a little bit here. We'll be using this mat that has different sections and quadrants, and it will be about work and money, relationships and love, body and mental health, spiritual and conscious, or your intuition. So it'll be the different messages, and depending on where they land, they mean different things, okay? So we'll get into that too. But yeah, for now, I just had the camera up for a little bit and all that good stuff. So I'm going to put this incense over here since it's, like I said, small and it's already almost done. Okay. So everyone is welcome, of course, too, regardless of where you may have Virgo or Libra in your charts. And so if you're sensitive to sound, you can feel free to turn it down a little bit if it's too sensitive for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and do the sound bell here for Virgo. All right, so Virgo, February 2025. All right. Let's go ahead and put this over here. All right. Thank you, little sound bell. And now we're going to shuffle the bones and charms. So when I do that, again, it can get a little loud. So just feel free to temporarily turn it down if it bugs you. but I have to do that before every reading in the beginning. Okay, so thank you for your understanding and patience. Okay, spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for February for their highest good. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know? Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for February 2025 for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo for their highest good for February. What do they need to see? What does Virgo need to know for their highest good? Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Virgo. Earth sign Virgo for February. Messages for Virgo. Earth sign Virgo for February. Messages for Virgo. All right. So we're going to bring some of them in that have gone off of the black and white mat and they're still on the red and white mat. It doesn't change their meanings. They're just in that past part when they're off there. So I'm just pulling them forward a little bit and they're still in their sections. But it's just so we can kind of see everything more easily when I take the camera down in a minute. Let me get my pen too, so very delicate job, right? So when they're all kind of closer together, I don't want to change the movement. Like some of this stuff here, I'll probably have to wait until we get there. But that looks roughly pretty good because I do like to take a picture for each zodiac sign and then I post it after the live is done at some point. And so you can look at it if you want to. It's just something that I do for everybody. So go ahead and take a quick photo here. All right. And one more thing before I take the camera down, I want to figure out where Spirit wants me to start this reading because it is different for every reading. So just be patient. Okay, Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Virgo reading? Spirits, where would you like me to start this Virgo reading? Yeah, it's kind of split between 2 points, but I'm going to start here because this is the first one I was feeling. So this is your spiritual unconscious, and then there's a little bit of another point in work and money, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this one first, okay? So I have 2 skull coins or charms, and so where we're going to start is where the first one is in spiritual unconscious. I'm gonna just put my pen like pointing to where we're gonna start. Okay, so now let me go ahead and get the camera for you guys. Go for a little ride here. All right, so first, if you can see kind of just like the bigger picture of all the different sections here that I was talking about. Okay. And so looks like this time, Virgo, both of your skulls are in the spiritual unconscious section. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move my pen out of the way. So this is where it was really drawing me. This one is upside down, so I'm just gonna see if I can, well, there he is. Okay, so it doesn't change the meaning that he was down necessarily. But usually where a skull is in a reading can tell you where someone's mind is at, where it has been or where it will be. Okay, so here we can definitely see, Virgo, that someone's mind, whether it's you or someone else, multiple people, general environment, situation, everyone's going to come to this reading in a different way a little bit, what they're trying to gain from it, since we are doing this as a general reading, right? So, but yeah, there's a lot of focus here on this spiritual unconscious section. Another way you could talk about this section is to say that it is your intuition, it is your inner guidance system or someone else's, right? It's what you feel at night when you're alone, when you're sleeping, right? However you want to call it, okay? But we can see here, okay, with this first skull over here where Spirit wanted me to start the reading, excuse me, is that it's also touching the skeleton hand here. It's also touching, okay, the chair, and the skeleton hand is also touching a couple other things and going off into this way, which we'll get into in a second. Okay, but the main three things first is that skeleton hand, the chair, and then the rope charm, okay? So here, Virgo, this is like one of my symbols for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides with a skeleton hand. So it's like over time, there's something that they want to help you here with regarding your home, okay, where you live, or since we're in the spiritual unconscious, right? It's more about your spiritual home, where you feel at home spiritually, unconsciously, in your intuition or someone else's or the energy. So over time, there is something that they want to help you here with. And it looks like going this way, which is also touching the skull. That's my symbol for Capricorn. And then if we go that way, we also have very close, I don't know if it was touching, but we'll just say that it was. We got the lizard there. We also have the key charm, okay, if you can see it. So this could have something here, Virgo, to do with a Capricorn or during Capricorn season, or where you may have Capricorn in your chart. But if it's none of those things, or in addition to those things, it's like really about where someone is putting in some type of hard work and effort and resilient energy, not giving up when it comes to trying to find where they feel spiritually, unconsciously, or intuitively at home, and trusting themselves, okay? Or you trusting yourself if it's you, or just the energy, right? But there's a lot of healing around this, okay? Remember I said it, I don't know if it was touching, but it was pretty close. And there's spiritual unconscious answers that could also be very close on the horizon, okay? So I definitely like to see that, all right? Now, before we get too deep into this, okay, I want to start with also too talking about what is outside in these sections. If you see the dotted lines, just pretend like they continue to go straight out, right? So this is in this section, it's just past energy. So I want to talk a little bit about that and then come back and get into this other stuff here. But I would also say here, Virgo, that your busiest section for this reading, the two busiest sections, as we can see, are spiritual unconscious and body and mental health. And what would we say? This is body, mental, body, mind, spirit. So overall health, okay, or well-being is a really big focus at this time. There's still stuff going on in work and money and relationships and love, but spirit may want you to focus more on these other areas or someone else or the energy, okay? So with that being said, let's see what we got going on. So the first big thing we can see here in the past in spiritual unconscious is this first raccoon penis bone here. And this does represent feminine energy. No, not feminine. Sorry, let's start that again. Masculine energy. Okay. And so as a stereotype, we would say masculine energy, regardless of gender, is when it's in a higher vibrational masculine energy, it would be proactive, assertive, aggressive, right? And in a higher vibrational way, okay? So perhaps somebody or some energy in the past here was trying to be more proactive with their spirituality, their unconscious, or their intuition. And when we go this way, we can see, Virgo, that there was a lot of clearing that perhaps started here in the past as well with that leaf there. Okay, clearing and cleansing agent with the leaf. Now over here we do have feminine energy, so we have masculine and feminine energy. And with the angel coin showing up here, this is your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, past and loved ones, friends. Very similar to the skeleton hand that we talked about over here. Perhaps just helping you or helping someone or the energy in the past clear things away. So a lot of times I'll say that when we're trying to listen to our intuition, the less distractions we have, the better, okay, to get our own inner guidance system to give us the answers, right? It doesn't mean that we don't need help from others. It doesn't mean that others' opinions aren't valid, right? But it's like here we're talking about someone's or the energies, their spiritual, unconscious, intuitive side to them or to you, etc. Okay? So sometimes we just have to clear some of the distractions away, so to speak. All right. Now, as we go this way, going again in the past, you can kind of see where that dotted line is. If I don't know if I can leave it here. Well, whatever. I don't want to mess everything up. But you can see where that dotted line is. So maybe if I just do it this way, it also extends out, right? So everything that's on this side and right on the line is also going to apply to both sections. All right, I give up with that. With the pen, to both spiritual unconscious and work. I'm sorry, not work and money. And body and mental health. I rotated the mat, so that way I don't know where things are when I'm casting and throwing the bones and charms, and I went to autopilot thinking that was the other section, but it's not. It's body and mental health. So what I was trying to say, though, a minute ago was that with this past energy, right, over here, someone was chewing over and digesting maybe how to bring more spiritual abundance in the past here with the Buckeye, okay? And also, there could have been a little bit of this irresponsibility energy in the past, okay? And with the honeybee right next to it, touching it, and the other ones over here very close, and they're usually not together like that, right? These are both symbols for individual power and community power, okay? So perhaps somebody or some energy was not being responsible with their intuitive, spiritual, unconscious responsibility to themselves or the community, one or the other, or vice versa, etc., right? But whatever this is with this past energy, there's a safety under it, right? There's a safety net under it, which is really interesting with that safety pin. So that could have been a catalyst, okay, to having some of this other stuff that we're going to talk about on the black mat. So you could say this is future, current, present energies, and this is past energies. And when we say past, it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past is for you or someone else, okay? But as we see, what started here also in the past is maybe some flexibility was starting to come in. And then when you put that dog ankle bone with the hummingbird, it's like a flexibility started in the past and is still going on to do the things that we're naturally good at, okay, to not care what other people think, okay? So the hummingbird flies backwards, but it gets the sweetest nectar and is the fastest bird. So perhaps you or someone else with the energy started to be like, you know what, how can I be more flexible with that? And how is that going to help with my spirituality, my unconscious, my intuitive side, right? This is really cool here too, Virgo. So here we have the sun, and then we have the symbol for Sagittarius, the bow and arrow, and it's actually pointing, and it's right on top of the sun. So there you can see the arrow a little bit better if I moved it over. But this is about in the past and currently still going on. Maybe someone changing or altering or updating or refreshing what their spiritual, unconscious, intuitive goals are. And the goal ultimately is happiness, right? Spiritual happiness. And that's so beautiful, right? With the bow and arrow pointing to the sun. Now, for some people, since it's Sagittarius symbol here, it could have something to do with the Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season, or maybe even where you have Sagittarius in your chart. But if that doesn't resonate, that's okay. Just take it as, again, talking about the goals, the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive goals and targets that we have, okay? So yes, spiritual happiness, that is beautiful, right? Now, I don't want this to get lost. I'm going to push it out for a second so you can see it. Sometimes it gets lost in the little design there. But basically, we have the peace doves here, okay? And then nothing else is touching it, but it's really close to the feminine charm, okay? So as a stereotype, right, we would say feminine energy regardless of gender. Could be that soft receiving energy, being open to things, right? And so when we talk about this with the spiritual, unconscious, or intuitive side, it definitely goes with that higher vibrational feminine energy, right? That, again, that we all have. So perhaps this peaceful energy that is, starting to or will come through, it's because of, again, things that started in the past, but also there could be some type of information, spiritual downloads, spiritual understandings or realizations for you or for someone else, right? Sorry, I'm trying to, if the light gets too bright, it makes everything shiny. So I'm just trying to get the best view here for you. There we go. So with this book charm, right next to the ship anchor, it's like receiving spiritual information, intuitive information, unconscious information that could be like used as an inner guidance system that's updating, right? It's like you have to update the app or whatever, right? It's you have to update your spiritual unconscious app because this ship anchor, right? We would drop it when we need to stop and we would lift it when we need to go. So having safety and freedom, like spiritually, okay? So someone is also, or some energy here is really wishing for that someone or some energy is listening for where is the peaceful energy, right? When do I get to hear the doves make their little coo noises, right? So listening for this peaceful energy. And this could be also something from our past lives here or a long time coming with the seashell charm. And as we go this way, now we have some masculine energy again with this coyote penis here, okay? And if we go this way, we have the symbol for Saturn. I'm going to flip it so you can see it. And then we also have on top of it was that puzzle piece, right? So Saturn, and I know we have some placements happening towards the end of the month in the general astrology notes for everybody. I think I'm kind of looking over my shoulder on the table. It's February 27th, Saturn semi-sextiles Chiron, okay? And then also February 27th, we have that new moon in Pisces. So Saturn comes in and gets us serious and organized, right? And helps us pay the bills and get things done. But when you put that with Chiron energy that is very healing, it's like getting things done, okay, but also being compassionate to ourselves and others is a big part of the puzzle, piece of the puzzle here. And then I also want to see what else I wrote down. It's saying water signs could be more affected than air signs during the Saturn sextile to Chiron. And if you're on Earth sign Virgo, since this is a Virgo reading, you could of course feel it too in a different way, but it really says examine emotions, issues from a distance and be objective. Okay, that's that Saturn placement that we talked about in the astrology notes. I just kind of wanted to repeat that and see how that might be part of the collective unconscious and general astrology, but also may show up here in this reading. Okay, but of course, it is a general reading, it's not a one on one reading, so it will be different for everybody. Okay, but anyway, here, if we continue to go this way right now, over here we've got the crown and we have the nutmeg that's right on the line. Okay, and so the crown can be talking about someone that has more knowledge or authority over you or someone else, more spiritual, unconscious, intuitive knowledge, or this could also be your own leadership qualities or someone else's, but bringing in more abundance here with the nutmeg is really beautiful. If we go this way, remember whatever's on the line and touching applies to both sections. So then we see the frog right next to the baby. And so it's about taking some type of, sorry, let me turn that down, taking some type of spiritual leap of faith, okay? Again, either a person or an energy, but this could have something to do with your children, someone else's children, or just a childlike energy, okay, or inner child work, right? But this is about really like processing what is our spiritual diet. I don't know if you guys can see the fork there. It's kind of underneath this masculine charm right here. Okay, so what is our spiritual, unconscious, intuitive diet, and how can we or someone else be more proactive with that, assertive, aggressive with that masculine energy? Because when you do that, or when someone else does that, it brings even more abundance here with the money bags. Okay, so I love that. And then also too, good luck, right? Good luck behind the baby's butt over here with the 4-leaf clover. We have the apple underneath the baby's head. Okay, so this can be talking about a teacher, a mentor, a guide, okay, or your own leadership qualities, or someone else's, again, going back to the crown and the apple, that is helping like make these emotions here abundant, okay, spiritual unconscious emotions. So right underneath the baby's, or over top of the baby's head, is the cup here. Okay, this represents emotions. So taking the emotional, unconscious, intuitive emotions and making them abundant and having them, like, again, refresh the app, update the spiritual unconscious app, and maybe changing a little bit of going back here, our goals, our dreams, our spiritual targets towards happiness, but also what are the other like goals here with the dragonfly. Now there is a need to go a little bit slow here with the emotions, okay, with the water charm and then the turtle, okay, because there's some kind of emotional detail, okay. So we can see here that this is the strawberry, or hopefully you can see, but it's strawberries on top of Cupid. I'm about to flip Cupid over, okay. So Cupid is my symbol for all types of love, right? So it can be romantic love, platonic love with friends and family, and self-love. So going over the details perhaps with someone else, okay? The emotional details with someone else or about someone else, but just really going slow with it, okay? And knowing that it's part of the dream, it's part of the goal, the overall goal to emotional, unconscious, intuitive happiness, okay? Now, if we go this way, guys, okay, we have a human tooth bone here. We have the piece of the armadillo backbone, and we have the cloud, and then we have the star. So someone or some energy is chewing over and digesting perhaps like a little bit of confusion where they feel their spiritual, unconscious, intuitive support. So anytime we talk about a backbone, it's our support system, whether it's friends, family, romantic partner, whatever it is, okay? Whatever your support system is, it'll be different for everybody. But if there's some confusion about that support showing up even from your spiritual team, your ancestor, spirit guides, angels, right? People passed on, loved ones, friends, family, etc. If there's some confusion about that support, or them questioning where your North Star is going. Okay, someone's just thinking about this here. Okay, it can go either way, but there's your North Star. So, you know, sometimes even when people pass on to the other side, they're generally the same person. They get a little bit of enlightenment, you know, of the overall picture of things, but they're generally the same person. So if they were a judgmental person in life about certain things, they may continue to be that way in death as well. So if there's some confusion about that, or not feeling enough support from your guides or something, I do see that here. A little bit of challenging energy as well, with that mountain charm there. Okay. But as we know, we started off here in the beginning with talking about ultimately your spiritual team, okay, wants you to feel at home or focus on something about how you feel at home with your intuition, okay? They can see and they know, and we can know from this reading, right, that someone has been putting in a lot of effort, and being resilient with trying to find healing and trying to find the answers there with the lizard again and the key. So over time, okay, if we also go this way, your spiritual team may want you to question, to cut out any questions or any doubt. Very interesting. So on top of the scissors is the question mark. And this again has maybe something to do with family, okay, with the seahorse. So that can be blood family, that can be your tribe, your people, whoever you consider your family. So kind of going back to what I said before, if somebody was like judgmental in life, they might be judgmental in death as well. This could be some people living still. It could be taken a couple of different ways. But whatever this is, if this is them judging you or you're judging them, it's like spirit is saying, just cut it out. Just cut out the doubt, cut out the questions, because over time, someone's going to feel more at home spiritually with their intuition, with the unconscious, okay? So don't worry too much about that. Now, when we also see this cutting away of the doubt and the questions, look at that. Beautiful here, Virgo. There's your green lucky rabbit's foot. And look at that. That's so cute. Look what's right on top of it. Adorable. I haven't seen that before, right? So the mermaid's just chilling on top there. Okay, so the mermaid is my symbol for longing something, right? So we talk about the Little Mermaid story that a lot of people know. She's longing, she's looking out to ocean, she's longing to be a human. So it's like longing from past lives, like waiting for this good luck, this spiritual unconscious good luck, intuitive good luck to come in. And it's going to come in when we continue to cut away these doubts or questions about something to do with the family or in the home, okay? Now I want to also look at this over here, guys. Since they're all still touching, it still applies to this section. Here we have this little tiny, I don't want to move it just because of where it is, but this is a piece of the whale vertebrae, okay? So again, the backbone, our support system, they're lifting up or they're supporting the green lucky rabbit's foot too here, okay? Your spiritual support system. So that's beautiful. Now, I can see a little bit if I just slightly pull it out, just a little. What's underneath, okay, this green lucky rabbit's foot? The lightning bolts and then the letter message document. Very cool. So it's like new ideas, okay, coming in here, spiritual, unconscious, intuitive ideas coming in here. We knew that somewhere else. Probably, okay, with I can't remember where it was now, but it was like with the baby. It was also spiritual downloads. I know I said it in the beginning. I can't remember where, but that's okay. So it's like when this good luck comes in again, you could be getting a letter message document, a communication from someone or opportunity from someone, or you could be giving one to someone else, or it's just an energy in general. But I really like that those two things are together there. And then there, look at this. As I take a little cough. Okay, let me get a sip here. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. So that green lucky rabbit's foot is supported by the turkey wishbone. Look at that. It's like, it's literally having it in place, okay? Okay, a little sip there. So these new ideas, this communication or this message, right? It's like really wants, it's going to unlock something here, okay? Spiritual unconscious, intuitive memories, okay, from the past, because the elephant's here. Okay, elephants never forget. Someone is wishing, okay, to remove some stagnant energy, okay, with that lock there. Remove the stagnant energy, the painful stagnant memories, okay, in some way. To look at this, bring in freedom. So Pegasus, the winged horse, is right on top of the lock, and then you actually have the freedom handcuffs over here, Virgo. Okay, so the another big wish, right? Spiritual intuitive wish here is to release these memories, this stagnant energy, and bring in some new, fresh ideas, fresh opportunities spiritually. Okay, so that's really cool. So the other things that are not touching all of this and crossing the line, I'm not going to talk about in terms of the spiritual unconscious, okay? But the other small thing I want to talk about real quickly here before we move to the next section is whatever is in the center circle affects all of them, all the different sections, right? And so we can see there's a little witch charm here. There's the butterfly. Okay, just gonna flip it over. We have the yin and yang, and then we have the corn symbol. Okay, so what does this mean? There's a transformation here, Virgo, happening in a lot of different sections in your life or someone else's, or the energy is transforming. Okay, there's a big transformation, something about balance here with the yin and yang. Okay, I see a group of friends or a friendly type of energy that's very supportive of this, right? And then also there's something about planting seeds for the future. Excuse me, planting, since we're still, the last thing we'll say about the spiritual unconscious could be planting spiritual unconscious seeds for things to sprout in the future. Okay, but nice transformative energy here, striving for balance, working with this group of friends or friendly type of energy. So I really like that for you, Virgo. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and now talk about the body and mental health section, your second busiest section, okay? And first I want to look at a few things that are in the past here, okay? And then, of course, get into all this, but how it relates a little bit differently in terms of someone's body and mental health, okay? So if we look this way, all the way out here in the past, also for this section, is we have the feather. So this is a cleansing, clearing agent. So it's not actually in the past, but it's like right very close, okay? So if it was on the red part, it would technically be in the past. So this is maybe still currently going on a little bit, some clearing and cleansing within the body and the mental health here for someone, okay? Now, as we go this way, and remember that's what kind of where the dotted line is and goes out, and it's still touching all these things too, is that in the past here, somebody or some energy could have been irresponsible with someone's health or with their own health here, okay? And that could be because maybe they took for granted, or someone took for granted, the really good health here that was in the past with the buckeye. They could have been like, oh, I don't need to be responsible in a certain way with my health, with my body or mental health, because I always feel safe and I'm always abundant. Okay, so as we know, no matter what age we are, right, we should always try to take care of ourselves and support others to take care of their health, right? But here there is this irresponsibility, remember, with the butterflies, okay? Both of them are very close, and this one's touching. So this is my symbol for individual power and community power. So if somebody in the past was irresponsible with their own responsibility to themselves, that could be one way. Or perhaps someone was irresponsible to helping other people within the community with their health, or if it was like about a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a doctor, a trainer, since we're talking about health, or even counselor, mental health counselor, maybe they were irresponsible in some way to your health or someone else's. Okay, it'd be different for everybody, the details. But whatever this energy is, okay, even though it's not the funnest, right, it is a catalyst, okay, because that's past for what we're going to talk about in the future, current, present energies. All right. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to wait for the camera to focus. I was moving a little bit too much, maybe. But we also have the bat here. Okay, so the bat is a symbol for good luck, but it's also about communication, right? So if in the past somebody wasn't communicating something, or they were having a hard time communicating something with, like, bats are use echolocation, right? So they don't see, they're blind, they're in the cave, it's dark. So they have to use sounds and vibrations to communicate. So maybe somebody wasn't making something visual enough, okay, for someone else, or the visual just wasn't where it was at, right? Like if you think about health, maybe somebody wasn't happy with their diet or their workout plan because they weren't getting the visual stuff, goals that they wanted, or someone else, right? So it can be that there is like something about focusing more too on the vibrations to also match maybe the outside, right? So if we're talking about body and mental health, somebody could look really healthy like outside in their body, but then they're a hot mess. Mixture of their mental health is like not in a good place. I'm just saying as an example, right? So this is again past energy that made it possible for this stuff to come through, and that was just an example. All right, but still, also in a lot of different cultures, the bat is a symbol for good luck too. So you have a little good luck in the past, and then you have all this good luck also in the future, current, present energies in terms of somebody's health. Okay, so let's see, what is like on the line over here and all touching each other, okay, and how it applies here. We also have the middle part, and then the only part that we haven't talked about is right here, okay, and here. These things were not touching all of this when we were talking about the spiritual and conscious, but now that we're in body and mental health, we can talk about it. So the first thing, and I want to flip this over, is we have the fish vertebrae here, okay? And then we also have the fish under it, okay? The fish charm. And then we have the deer tooth over here, okay? So again, when we talk about vertebrae or backbones, right? It's like, what is the support? Where is the support for success for the body and mental health? Someone or the energy is chewing over and digesting this with the deer tooth, okay? But it's also like, how do we get back to the sense of purity or gentleness with this support so we can be like successful for ourselves or someone else, okay? Since deers are very gentle animals, okay, and that purity kind of aspect. With the bicycle all the way out here, this could be like a real like knock to not knock, but a reference. I guess it could be a knock, like hello, a reference to exercise, right? Because we are in the body and mental health. It also shows that there's a lot of movement going on in this section, which we can already see, right? Because the majority of your bones and charms are in these two sections up here. But it could also be something about travel, okay? Something, about how our modes of transportation and how we travel. Okay, maybe there's something there that needs to be looked at. You could look at your body as an instrument that's a mode of transportation, right? Same thing with your mental health. Your mental is inside your body, and your body is still moving. So that's another way to look at it. But really, it could just be as simple as like something about exercise here, or just showing movement. Okay. Now, if we go back to the center circle here that intersects all the lines, we know that there's a big transformation at this time for Virgo, for you, and a lot of these different areas. Okay, with the butterfly and the yin and yang, and then the corn and the witch charm here. So, a transformation, striving for balance in some way. Either a group of friends or one friend or a friendly type of energy is wanting to help support planting the seeds of substance, right? And when we talk about this in terms of body and mental health, one, it could be for the body, like our diet, what are we eating? Okay, is it healthy, right? And then for the mental health, it could be like, what are we planting that is also healthy, right? So when we talk about just gardens and planting in general, if it was a flower, it doesn't really have a purpose other than to be pretty and for the insects to live off of it. But if we're planting something like corn or vegetables or whatever, that is something that we can eat, something of substance, of value in a different way than just a pretty flower, right? So we can just remember that in all these kind of different sections here. But going back to the line, okay, with the skull being right here, someone could be thinking a lot about their own health or someone else's body and mental health. They could, or you could, or the energy could be putting a lot of effort there with the Capricorn symbol. Again, it could have something to do with the Capricorn or during Capricorn season, or you have Capricorn in your chart, or all those things, or none of those things, but putting in that hard working effort. Um, when we look at it this way too, here Virgo, there could be something about the home, or where do we feel at home in our body, in our mental health, right? Your spiritual team, past on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, guardian angels, they perhaps over time really want you to cut something out here, either with the family or whatever you consider your family, whether it's blood family, relatives, or your group of people. If there's some doubting and some questioning about something here, um, spiritual team wants you to just cut it out, or them to cut it out, or the energy to cut it out. Okay. Um, so when you do that, or when someone else does that, or the energy flips in terms of body and mental health, we have now a supportive energy over here with the whale vertebrae backbone. We have that mermaid longing for this for a long time. It's a long time coming, right? Um, and it's about someone either using their own leadership qualities here with that crown and the nutmeg, making some type of leap of faith for their health or your health, etc. Right? This could be someone is doing this for their children, or for someone else's children, or just for a childlike energy, their inner child work. But this is supported again by a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a doctor, a trainer, mental health care worker, etc., all the things. But good luck as well, okay, with that 4-leaf clover on the baby's butt. And the emotions coming from this about being more proactive and assertive with our diet and what we're digesting, not only in our body, but our mind, right? That's a big part of tuning into the overall health, and that could be a part of the leap of faith here. Okay, so making a leap of faith, trusting in something we don't know the outcome exactly what it's going to be, but we do it anyway. So, what are we digesting physically and mentally? Okay, is it abundant, okay, for our health overall? And also, are those emotions around it, there's something that your loved ones want you to look at the details of that, um, or it's the vice versa, etc., right? um, if they don't want you to look at it that way, then you want them to look at it that way, right? But it's saying to go slow here with all these emotions, with the water charm, the strawberry, and the turtle, okay? Because the overall health dreams, okay, could also be updating, like I joked around before with the spiritual unconscious. You're updating, or someone or the energy is updating the body and mental health app on their phone or their computer or whatever, right? So we got to do our updates. um, but when we go this way too, we can't forget about like with all this good luck that comes in, there is new ideas and some type of letter, message, document, communication, or opportunity that either comes into you or goes out from you or comes in general about your health or someone else's, okay? And this is like really profound stuff over here too, and part of that Capricorn energy with the goat and climbing the difficult mountains is here. We can see this is one of maybe the difficult mountains, right? If it's about clearing stagnant energy here with the lock and the elephant, clearing old memories, okay, mental health memories, memories about the body, just there's a big wish to clear that and then to have more freedom with Pegasus and the freedom handcuff. So someone is, or the energy is really going to be manifesting that. Um, and I think that that's beautiful, right? So yeah, let's pull back out here and see where else, okay, we're going to go to. So now I want to go to the work and money, okay? So we'll go a little bit here in the past and then go forward, and then we'll end on relationships and love, all right? But what we can see out here in terms of work and money, we got our human tooth bone here, and then we have Leo the lion as well, okay? And a little bit of that raccoon penis bone, so masculine energy. So perhaps in the past, in terms of work or money or finances or being valued, someone was trying to be more proactive in how they could do that to maybe channel oops, I didn't mean to hit the camera there, to channel this passion, excuse me, and this creativity when it comes to the work, the money, the finances. Um, this is fiery energy. This is Leo the lion, right? So for some of you guys, this could have something to do with the Leo, or where you may have Leo in your chart or someone else's, or Leo season, or it's none of those things, right? This is just figuring out how to bring in that passion and that creativity with the work, with the money, the finances, okay? All of that. So that's past energy, right? Now we can also see over here, we're not going to count that other raccoon penis bone because it doesn't really cross the line, but we do have the broom here that's on this side, okay? So the broom is about cleansing and clearing, okay? So this started a little bit in the past, and then it's still happening in the future, current, present energies here, Virgo. Clearing and cleansing something in terms of work or money or finances. This started in the past, and it's still kind of going on, okay? Now this could have something to do with our support system here with the snake vertebrae here. So our support system with the work, at work, with the money, the finances, or being valued. So because it's a snake vertebrae, snakes are, they represent change, okay, and evolution, and they shed their skin. So again, clearing something. So maybe your work support in the past or someone's past was different, okay, whether it was different people or different energies. So there's just a little bit of like clearing energy perhaps happening, okay? Now I say also here too, Virgo, that if there's this clearing and cleansing energy over there with the broom, right, this could have something to do with this no coin showing up here. So now we have the alligator claw, okay, we have the no coin. I can see the coffin symbol under the no coin. I'm going to lift it up in a second and see if there's anything else. And then we have the seashell here. Okay, so hold on, let's just see. Oh, and then there's the ship charm. Okay, so let's think about this here and just put it back the way it was. When we talk about no, right, it's still an angel, even though it kind of looks scary. It looks a little different from the other angels, right? But this no, what do they say? No, the famous saying, no is rejection is God's protection, something like this, okay? So if somebody was trying to manifest all this good luck with the work, the money, the finances, or being valued if someone's no longer working, right, all those things, if there was a no that came in here to you or from you to someone else, etc., it could be because it's like no for right now, but maybe not no for forever, right? It could be saying no to travel, something here with travel, perhaps for some of you guys with the ship charm. But here with the coffin, that's another symbol, just like my skeleton hand and the angel coin, for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, etc. Perhaps they are like no to this travel right now, or they're saying something about being by water because it's very healing and this is going to help with whatever this no energy is. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that it can go down, or has already gone down, if depending on when you see this. But I like that the feminine seashell is here too, feminine energy. So this, as a stereotype, regardless of gender, right? We all have feminine energy somewhere. This is about being open and soft and receiving. So being open to this no, and accepting it or hearing it or however, right? But there's also good luck on the other side of the no, okay? So maybe your spiritual team is just doubly here, like no to whatever this is for right now, okay? Because it could also be that something's maybe not in balance just yet, okay? So here we have the balance scales right in the middle of your work and money section. So this could have something to do with a Libra or during Libra season, or where you or someone else may have Libra in their chart, or has nothing to do with the zodiac stuff, and it's just really about an equal give and take and a balance. Okay, so if things are not balanced with the work or at work or with the money or the finances, then maybe this no has to be here for right now. Okay, again, gonna be different for everybody, but that's also why we can continue to use this broom to kind of sweep away and cleanse things if the support is changing at work, with the work, the money, the finances. Okay, but as we go this way too, now we have the another one of the coyote penis bones here. We have the twin fish, and they are on top of the horseshoe and the ladybug, right? Which was also right on the line there. So this is about going with the flow, okay? Going with the tide and not against the tide with work or money or finances, because that's where you're going to find more good luck, or someone else's, or the energy is, if it's not you or another person, etc. This could have something to do with the Pisces during Pisces season, where you have Pisces in your chart. But if it's not that, or in addition to that, it could just really be about going with the flow here, being proactive and assertive and aggressive with this masculine energy, but also bringing in that feminine energy. It's a balance, right? Always, and not trying so hard. I feel like this is like, you don't have to try so hard here, Virgo, or someone doesn't have to try so hard here, Virgo. The energy doesn't have to try so hard here, because if we go with the flow, that's when we're going to get more of this good luck and continue to focus on the balance. Okay, now also remember, last thing we'll say here for work and money is whatever's in the center circle applies here as well. So work transformation, money transformative energy with money or finances, or how we're being valued. Again, focus on balance. This is confirming it. So it may be, even though this is not your busiest section for this reading, it's like maybe you or someone else already started to implement this balance with the work, the money, the finances, and then there's still the balance aspect for the other areas, but it's like this already started, and that's why Spirit is like, focus more on these other areas at this time, because this is already has started, or we're waiting for the energy to shift or change or something here. Okay, but I do also still like that we have that little witch charm here, so that represents friends, a group of friend or friendly type of energy to help with this transformative energy. Let me turn that down. About planting the seeds, right, of substance, something of value for the work, the money, the finances. So I definitely like that. Okay, so now as we pull back out again, we're going to come to your last section here, Virgo, and this is relationships and love. Okay, so we'll start and look at the stuff in the past and then work our way in. Okay, but this is all types of love. This is romantic love, platonic love with friends and family, and self love. Okay, so we can see here in the past a lot of masculine energy with our second raccoon penis bone being here. So, as a stereotype, right, higher vibrational masculine energy would be proactive, assertive, aggressive with something about our relationships or someone else's. It could be that in the past here too. Being proactive with clearing something, not only in the past but like the very recent past, since it's still kind of on the black mat here with that feather. Okay, flip this over. That's our listening seashell. Okay, so if it was bigger and we put it up to our ear, right, we could hear the ocean. Okay, so it just keeps falling over, but that's fine. So when I see this here, Virgo, this could be about someone is listening for, um, they're chewing over and digesting and listening for their relationship environment. Okay. And this is a big thing. Okay. And I feel that it goes back to where we started your reading with the spiritual unconscious and the intuitive side, with both of your skulls being here, because this heart is like my heart chakra symbol. Okay. So if someone is listening and chewing over and digesting, what is their heart chakra environment? How can they manifest like good things within their relationship coming from their heart? Okay, so here they have the coyote claw, okay, was hiding underneath the spider in the spider web. I can also see here, Virgo, that we again know that there's a transformation happening in the relationship areas as well. It could be one relationship or multiple relationships, right? But striving for that balance, to plant seeds of substance and to work with this friendly type of energy with the witch charm. But also, when we have this tooth in particular, this is a bobcat tooth. So, if you think of domesticated cats too, they are really good with their boundaries. They do things on their own terms, right? And so, someone also, or the energy could be like listening for that, like having healthy boundaries, balanced boundaries with the yin and yang within their relationships, not only romantic, but with friends and family and with themselves, their self love, okay? There's a lot of good luck here too, since this is on the line, it still applies to this one. Okay, so lots of good luck with going with the flow. This could have something to do with a Pisces here, Virgo, or during Pisces season, or where you may have Pisces in your chart or someone else. Or it's just really about, slowing down and not trying so hard, like just going with the flow, right? So the fish go with the tide, they don't fight against the tide. Okay. Um, so now I'm ready for, like, I'm taking a big breath here. All of this is on the line, and it also applies to our last section, relationships, right? So if we start here, okay, we know that there's a relationship wish or group of wishes about clearing some type of memory in a relationship, and one relationship or multiple relationships, that was very stagnant. There's a wish to want to clear that and to have more freedom. Okay, also there's like a wish for all this good luck and abundance, and with that mermaid right on top too. Someone could be have been wishing for this for a very long time, or even past lives, right? About how to have good luck in their relationships and more freedom and sense of freedom. Also, how to have new ideas come in. So if you give a message or opportunity, or someone gives you a message or opportunity, or you give it to them, vice versa, etc., or if it just comes in general from your spiritual team, it's bringing in all these beautiful new ideas and opportunities that will help with your relationships, okay? Now, this is like also going to add a supportive element here too, with that whale vertebrae on the side, okay? So more support maybe with relationships. And if we go this way, this could, possibly even come from a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or your own leadership qualities here with the apple, okay? Um, but this maybe also comes from emotions about your children, someone else's children, or a childlike energy that has all this wonderment to it, a lighter vibration, good luck, right? With the 4-leaf clover, too, bringing abundance with the money bags. And Cupid here with the strawberry is like my symbol for love, all types of love. We're talking about love, all types of love, right? They maybe want to help you go over the details here, the emotional details, and maybe help you, one relationship or multiple, whatever it may be, with going slow here with these dreams for what we want for our relationships. Now, also, if we're going to update our relationship app, right, so to speak, on their computer or phone, it's asking us what are we digesting in terms of our relationships with romantic partners, with friends, with family, with myself. Really small, right? Remember that fork hiding underneath there. What are we digesting there? And being proactive with that. And if there are things that no longer resonate, that we're still digesting, and eating and downloading, then we need to make a leap of faith and change something here, okay? Or someone else does, or the energy with that frog, because there is abundance and there is an opportunity perhaps for some of you guys to level up in a relationship too, with the crown over here. So this represents someone that has more authority or power, right? Or even just confidence, right? So maybe it's not one relationship necessarily is going to go to the next step. It could also just be about having more confidence or something here. But think of royalty, think of people like, celebrities or actors or politicians or whatever. They have a certain level of confidence, okay? So that's really cool to think about. Now, the last thing here, I'll say, going this way, right, is that if someone is, chewing over and digesting and thinking about a lot about relationships at this time, could have something to do with the Capricorn or during Capricorn season or where you have Capricorn in your chart. If it's none of those things, it could also just be putting in a lot of effort in their relationships, you or someone else, or the energy. And it's like, well, okay, if I do that or someone else does that or the energy does that, is this going to affect my home life, right? With the chair being there. Is this going to help me or someone else feel at home or safe in their relationships, right? Because your spiritual team is coming in here and they're saying that over time, any of this doubt or questions about something about family, it needs to just be straight up cut away. Now, again, this could be your blood family, or your whoever you consider your family, your tribe, right here with the seahorse. But the questions need to be cut away. The doubt needs to be cut away to, again, bring in all of that good luck, okay? So, wow, very interesting and kind of different reading here, Virgo. Very cool. I hope some of that makes sense for you. Either already does or will in the future, right? But yeah, so we're going to go ahead now and kind of switch over to Libra, okay? But again, I'll be putting in the timestamps later for some people who just want one or the other. But, thank you for your support, for your views, for your subscriptions, your likes, or you share this video with anyone. It does help support my channel since I do these readings for free. So whether you want to maybe do that on Facebook or TikTok, or YouTube or Instagram, all the things that this video will eventually be on, then that's cool if you want to. All right. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put that camera down for a second as we clear up the bones and charms and kind of get ready for the Libra energy. We'll of course do another sound bell as well. But yeah, that was a really different reading. I like that, Virgo. I like that for you, or depending on where you're Virgo in your chart. since we all have it somewhere. All the different 12 zodiac signs are somewhere in our individual birth charts, whether it's the house that is associated with that sign or it's just you straight up see it written on your birth chart, right? All right, so anyway, just clearing this stuff up here. And we're gonna let the bones and charms rest a little bit with some crystals too to help clear energy. Get some selenite and some clear quartz. Very good. I need a little bit of background music because it just gets too quiet sometimes. All right, we got our sound bell here. Get another sip of coffee. Yes, yes. All right. So I'm gonna put the camera back up for just a little bit while we cast the bones and charms and do our sound bell, because some people like to kind of see as they fall onto the mat, all that good stuff. All right, so let's go for a little ride with the camera here and try to get it positioned. There we go. I think that's good. Stay like that. Hey guys, okay. So let me come over here. All right, so again, bones and charms are resting for a moment. We're gonna do our sound bell, clear the energy. I might as well do another little incense real quickly because they're so small. Actually, I don't even think this one finished. But that's okay. We'll just light another one. So this is one of those matchstick incenses, which I really like them because they're short and they don't last too long. And this, whatever scent this is, it's pretty light. It doesn't seem to bother my allergies too much, fingers crossed. All right, so we're using intention and sound in a minute and smoke to clear the energy. Okay, yes, yes, for me a little bit too. Oh, and for you guys. Oh shit, I'm burning my table. No, it's okay. Okay, let's not do that. All right, put the incense down and over here. All right, so now we're gonna do our sound bell. So if you're sensitive to sound, you can turn it down for a little bit, but it's not gonna be for forever. All right, so we're clearing the Virgo energy. Now we're welcoming the Libra energy. So this is gonna be for Libra for February 2025. All right. So I think that was pretty good. I do have the window like cracked open. It's kind of nice. I can hear a little bit of the rain slash snow, wintry mix, whatever's happening outside. It's very nice. All right, so now we're going to shuffle the bones and charms. That's kind of the way that I shuffle them, just like they were tarot cards or something, right? So again, it may be a little bit loud for a brief couple of moments. So just bear with me, and I need to cut this string keeps falling. Let's see. But yeah, everyone is welcome regardless of where they may have Libra in their chart. Whether you're sun sign Libra, you have your moon in Libra, um, your rising or ascendant Libra, or wherever you have Libra. Everybody's welcome. Okay. All right. So spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scale for February 2025. What does Libra need to see, need to know for their highest good? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scale for their highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Messages for Libra. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scale for February 2025. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. I like to rotate them out every once in a while. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales for February 2025. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest good? Messages for Libra, for air sign Libra for February 2025. Messages for air sign Libra for their highest good for February 2025. Messages for air sign Libra for February for 2025. Messages for air sign Libra for February for 2025 for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scale for February for 2025. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scale for February for 2025. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. All right. Some things went out a little bit, so we'll pull them back in. And again, it doesn't change the meaning. It's just easier to see. So sometimes I feel like a broken record, but it's okay. Anything that's fallen off of the black mat is in the past, but it's still in those individual sections, okay, which we'll go over in a minute. But basically, we've got body and mental health, relationships and love, work and money, spiritual unconscious. And I will take the camera back down again, and so you guys will be able to see everything more clearly and all that good stuff. But first, we're just going to flip some of the bones and charms that I can, so when we get closer, it's kind of easier to see things. Alright, I think I'm going to stop there as far as flipping over majority of them, because we'll go as we go through the reading. I can also do that too, where it's more concentrated. Okay, just want to make sure nothing else went further out, nothing's on the floor. Okay, I didn't hear anything drop, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture and then we'll get closer to getting started here. Let's see. Okay. And basically every reading, Spirit may want it to start in a different place. So I'm going to figure out where they want to start it first before I bring the camera down. Okay, thanks guys for your understanding and your patience. Okay, spirits, please, where would you like to start this Libra reading? The February reading for Libra? Where would you like to start? Right there. Okay. I'm going to start all the way out here. So I'm going to put my pen there. That's fine. I do whatever they say. So we're going to start in body and mental health. But looking here real quickly, Libra, it looks like the majority of your bones and charms this time are in work and money and spiritual and conscious. And there's still stuff in the other ones, but this is kind of where the energy is drawing me the most. Okay. So that may mean that Spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas, okay, at this time. But you may be coming to this reading for yourself, for someone else, multiple people, general environment, situation. So always take what makes sense to you and kind of leave the rest behind. But let's go ahead now and get the camera so you can see. Okay. Let's go for a ride. Okay. So, very cool and interesting, Libra. There is stuff going on here in the center, right? So whatever falls in that center circle will affect all the different areas throughout the reading, okay? So we will go over that. But like I said, the majority of your bones and charms this time are in work and money and spiritual and conscious. Still other things going on here in relationships and love and body and mental health, but it could be focused more over here this time, okay? But with that being said, they still wanted to start all the way out here, okay, with that first skull, okay, in the past position. So I have 2 skulls in my kit. The other one is in spiritual and conscious over here. But basically where the skull is it can tell us where someone's mind is at, where it was or where it will be. Kind of just depends, okay? But we can see here that perhaps in the past, in terms of somebody's body and mental health, they were thinking a lot about how to have more abundance with good luck and in their health. Okay, here with the buckeye. Could also be that a little bit in the past over here, right on the line, and still applies to this one too, is there was a lot of striving for and reaching for that good luck here with the alligator claw too, okay? Now, as we can see, right, there's your green lucky rabbit's foot fell in this center circle here, Libra. So you could have a lot of good luck in all these different areas at this time, which is pretty nice. So I would say that in terms of someone's health here, their body and their mental health, there is a real, and I'm turning the camera so you can kind of see the words better a little bit here, but there's a real striving for happiness here. Okay, so this raccoon claw is going around the sun charm. So this is the happiness charm. Okay, so someone is really trying to manifest that with someone's body and mental health. Again, a lot of abundance here with also the nutmeg. And we have a lot of masculine energy here too with that raccoon penis bone coming into this section too. So as a stereotype, right, that masculine energy would be more proactive, more assertive, aggressive, with someone following their own North Star on what is best for their health or someone else's. Okay, let me see if I can keep kind of getting closer to the table and turning the camera this way so you guys can see that little figure meditating on the mat, right, for this section for body and mental health, and the other one has a heart for love, and we got cross over here and the money symbol hiding under there. But basically sometimes depending on where things fall on this body, okay, of the mat, the figure on the mat, it can tell us too about what's going on energetically or even physically for some people. So it's really cool. It looks like from far away that these two things, well, one is kind of like a flower, it's a strawberry, and then this is definitely a dragonfly. So it's almost like seeing someone out in nature, being at peace in nature is really important here for somebody's overall body and mental health. So that's definitely true for all of us, right? But it just really feels very peaceful here. Now, there's something about going over the details. That's what the strawberry represents. That's what one of the hands of the person meditating was holding, right? So, going over the body and mental health details is very important. On the other side, with the dragonfly, this can represent our dreams, okay, what we want in terms of someone's health or our own, okay, with the dragonfly here. And this is like a lot of support. I have never seen this quite like this, or if I have, it's been some time. So this is a piece of the armadillo vertebrae, and it's going into the chair. Okay, and the chair and the armadillo vertebrae is like right at the base of this person meditating. So it's like there's a lot of support at home here. Okay, either with other people that you may live with, or it's really can also be about where you or someone else feels at home in their body, in their mind, okay? Because the armadillo vertebrae, anytime we talk about vertebrae or backbones, this is our support system. So friends, family, romantic partner, whatever your support system may be, okay? But there's also like this protective energy with it, because the armadillo as an animal has that like kind of hard outer shell. So it's like someone or some energy, their health is protected and it's supported at home, and also with finding where you or someone else feels at home in their body, in their mind. Okay, so very, very cool. Then over here you also have another supportive element here. So this is the snake vertebrae bone. Okay, again, support system. So here this can be like if the support is changing in some way, because snakes represent evolution and change and shedding their skin. If there's some questions about that here with the question mark, it's saying to be strong here. So Leo the lion is kind of hiding a little bit underneath the listening seashell here. I don't, there we go. So it's like listen to a Leo. I don't know. Listen to where you have Leo in your chart. Okay, fire energy definitely always shows up for the body and mental health. Or that's kind of what it talks about anyway. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? But here specifically is Leo. So for some of you guys, it may be about Leo season, a Leo person, or where you have Leo in your chart. But if none of those zodiac things make sense, that's okay too. It could really just be about, well, where do you find the passion and the creativity for the body, for the mental health, and how can you listen to that, or how can someone else kind of listen to that, okay? So that's really cool. Hold on, guys. I have to try to fix it the way it was. I don't know if it's going to happen, but of course not. Okay, whatever. I give up. I'll just leave it. I was trying to put the seashell on Leo the lion perfectly, but it's okay. It's roughly where it was. So the other thing here that I see too, though, Libra, is that we have the yin and yang right in that middle of that center circle. Again, whatever's here applies all the different sections. So there's a balancing energy here, like throughout this reading. There's good luck, there's listening to the passion and the creativity, and staying strong or courageous about something here in regards to someone's health. So very, very cool. I like that. All right. All right. So now let's kind of turn around, because it's hard for me to like be in all the way in that corner there a little bit. But I'll do it for you guys. Okay. So now let's see. I feel that we're going to go ahead and move now into the spiritual unconscious section. Okay, since we talked a little bit of what was on the line here in terms of this section, now we'll move over here. Okay. And I kind of want to start a little bit here too with like what's in the past, what's fallen off of the black mat, and what may apply to this as well. Okay. So when we talk about the spiritual unconscious, oh, don't do that, Melissa. It's okay. I just moved it a little bit. This is about our intuition, right? So what we feel at night when we're sleeping, when we're alone, whatever you want to call your spiritual unconscious, okay? So I can see here in the past, all right, that there was like a big, beautiful, look at this, wish for love. That's beautiful. Who doesn't want like spiritual love, unconscious, intuitive love? So inside in the past here, it's a little bit still in the current present energies, a little bit on the black mat, but the majority of it kind of fell off. So a big wish for love. And this is my symbol for all types of love. It could be romantic love, platonic love, self-love, but it's a spiritual, unconscious wish for those things. Okay, so this may be started in the past, and perhaps somebody was trying to manifest this feminine energy here with the seashell, and then the coyote claw is like maybe even working with others, okay, to be more open and to be more soft and receiving. That's that feminine energy. And we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, regardless of gender, right? But I say working with others too, because the coyote as an animal is a pack animal, okay? So it could be working with also, or wanting to work with the people that love us and the people that we love, right? So this definitely could have started in the past. Now I want to see what's going on here, because I know this is like on top of the other one. There we go. And that's the mountain charm, right? So the bumblebee was on top of the mountain charm, okay? Again, past energy. So this can talk about spiritual, unconscious, intuitive challenges that maybe had something to do with individual power and our sense of community power with our intuition and our spirituality. Okay, so there's some challenges there in the past. And it could be that someone was really thinking about and chewing over and digesting with this bobcat tooth here, and then the masculine charm, and then there you are, Libra, your symbol, the balance scales, right? That perhaps, or depending on where you have Libra in your chart, right? Since not everyone will be a sun sign Libra, but perhaps in the past, it was like easier to be more assertive and more aggressive as yourself, or feeling like yourself. But then when the challenges maybe perhaps started to show up, and it was about maybe setting some spiritual, unconscious, intuitive boundaries here with the bobcat tooth, maybe that's when it got difficult, and the lines even got maybe a little bit blurred. Okay, here with the honeybee, about who's responsible individually and who's responsible community-wise in terms of our spiritual unconscious. Like, again, wanting to work with others and that pack energy with the coyote, but perhaps in the past there were some challenges around that. All right, so anyway, now let's go into the future, current, present energies. Okay, so this could have been a catalyst, right? These things could have been a catalyst for that. So, first thing I see here, Libra, is, okay, we have the ship charm and then the cup, okay? So somebody could be emotional about something to do with travel here, or they're getting emotional, or will be, or you will be getting emotional about something about astral travel, okay? So we're in the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive section. So you can do astral travel when you're dreaming. You can actually do it when you're awake, right? Or somebody, if it's not astral travel, right, and it's not lucid dreaming and that kind of stuff, then it could be somebody or some energy here is emotional about being by water, or the water, being by water is going to help heal the emotions here too, is another way to kind of look at that, okay? Now, as we go this way, Libra, we have that raccoon penis bone coming in here, so masculine energy. Remember, again, with the North Star. So whatever crosses the line even though it's over here, it still applies to this section as well. So someone being proactive or assertive or aggressive with their spiritual unconscious, with their intuition, okay? I definitely like that, okay? Now, if we go this way, if there's some questions about our support system, our spiritual support system, whether it's ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, past on loved ones, and friends, here with the snake vertebrae, this could be changing, and that's why there may be some questions, okay? But you know, we don't always have the same guides throughout our life. They change, or some of them stay the same since we were born, right? So there's something about that showing up here. Now remember, too, whatever's in the center circle also applies here. So it's like there's good luck, spiritual, emotional, intuitive good luck. There's a striving for balance here with the yin yang, and there's something about listening to either a Leo or during Leo season, or where you have Leo in your chart, or it's just about listening to the passion, the creativity, and having courage in the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive side of us or someone else, okay? Now, before we get to this part, I want to go this way a little bit here, Libra. So we can see, remember I said it in the beginning or a little bit earlier, our second skull is here. Remember the first one was in work and money in the past, and then this one is in spiritual unconscious and the current present energies. So someone has definitely been thinking a lot about something to do with children. Okay, it could be your own children, it could be someone else's children, or it could just be like a childlike energy here, Libra, and thinking about that and how to get a more peaceful energy with the children or with that childlike energy, because underneath it, okay, is the peace doves. Okay, let's put that there. So it could be that somebody or some energy maybe is using too much masculine energy here in some sense, okay, with this second raccoon penis bone, because it's coming in from the past a little bit and coming into the future, current present energies, and it's hugging the irresponsibility coin. Okay, so this could be you, Libra, or someone else, or multiple people, or just an energy, okay? But it's like, it's too aggressive, it's too assertive or something here. Or this assertive, aggressive energy wants to really make this go away, whatever this is, because we want that soft, feminine, receiving energy that may be associated with children or childlike energy that brings in a more peaceful side with the peace doves. So it could be here that like over time, and I wanted to, there we go, see what was underneath here, Libra, is over time, if we identify what this irresponsibility energy is and we really listen for it and we clear it, look at that, clear it, okay, with the broom, that's when we're going to have healing. Okay, so we have the listening bells here, we have the broom, we have the seashell charm, and then we have the lizard. Okay, so when someone clears whatever this irresponsibility energy is, even if it's from past lives or something, it's going to bring in this beautiful healing energy. And we know that because some lizards, when you cut off their tail, it regrows. So it's rebirth, right? And also when this irresponsibility energy is cleared, okay, it's then going to bring in some nice flexibility here, or that's what's needed, right? With the dog ankle bone, and then that touching the second coyote penis bone going this way into then the Pegasus. Okay, Pegasus, I keep doing that. Into Pisces, all my P words jumbled up together there. So when we bring in this flexibility, or someone else does, this may have something to do with the Pisces, or during Pisces season, or you have Pisces in your chart. Or if it's none of that zodiac energies, it's just really about how we go with the flow and go with the tide, not against the tide, and stay flexible spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively. So if we do that, or someone else does, or the energy, this could also help our own leadership qualities here with the apple, or we could also be working with a teacher, a mentor, a guide, okay, to help us through this. And there's a real need to go slow here with the turtle, and then the bat, right? There's good luck, but also it's about our vibrations and communicating not just with what we see, but more subtle communication. So that makes sense if we're in the spiritual unconscious section, right? And then we have feminine energy over here, so being more soft, open, and receiving, to be flexible, to keep clearing these things, to kind of go with the flow here. Excuse me, because that's going to make us feel um, more safe and more free at the same time. Okay, because now we have the ship anchor, so we drop our anchor when we need to stop and we lift it when we need to go. So we can see that this is like all very supportive of whatever this spiritual, unconscious, intuitive transformation that's happening, because the butterfly is also on the line here. So beautiful, beautiful, right? And if we have good luck showing up here, very nice, in the horseshoe and the ladybug um, here, Libra, right? It could be also because a little bit in the past, Saturn maybe came in here and was helping this bumblebee get their stuff together, so to speak, right? So the bumblebee represents individual power and community power. Okay, so what is my individual power to myself, spiritually and consciously, into my intuition? And what is my community sense of that to others? So Saturn comes in here and makes someone more responsible with looking at those things, okay, or organizing those things, or whatever it is, okay. So again, we have that February 27th, I think, is what we talked about in the astrology notes, with a big placement of Saturn. So I won't talk about it again here, but if you check out the first February readings, like the first 15 minutes or so, I talk about the astrology more. But yeah, like lots of beautiful good luck going on here, like double good luck, triple, right? So it's like one, I'm waiting for the camera to focus, but you got your green lucky rabbit's foot, two, you have your four-leaf clover here, and then three, you have your horseshoe and the ladybug, right? So as we go this way here to Libra, I wanted to flip this. I think this is the wish charm. Yeah. Oh no, it's the envelope charm. Okay. So here we have right on the line that also applies to this section, okay, is the four-leaf clover, the leaf, and then the letter message document charm. So here we're going to have good luck with whatever cleansing or clearing away that we need to do spiritually and consciously. Because of that, or when we do that, or someone else does, or the energy shifts, then we can have some type of communication that comes in, or opportunity that comes into you or comes out of you to someone else, or it comes in general from your spiritual team, okay? But this can also really like bring about clearing and cleansing something with the family to bring in more success, okay? So here we have the seahorse, the fish, the feather, the mermaid, the corn, the freedom handcuffs, the deer tooth, the human tooth, the buckeye. We'll stop there for a moment, right? So here, if we cleanse something, someone's thinking a lot about spiritual, emotional, intuitive cleansing to bring in more good luck and some messages and opportunities. This may affect how we have success with our blood family, or whatever we consider a family or a tribe or a group of people, right? With the seahorse here. If it wants to flip, there you go, close enough, okay. So this is also about planting seeds after we do the clearing and cleansing. This could be also from past lives or wanted for a long time here with the mermaid. But planting something of substance, okay, spiritually and consciously, that's going to bring more sense of freedom. Because there is something that still we don't know here with this cat's eye, Libra, okay? So what we might not know is something from a passed on loved one, friend, family member, spiritual team, angels, ancestors, all that. Okay, because here's the coffin, and then the wish charm is right next to the coffin. The coffin is laying on top of Pegasus, and then right here we have the whale vertebrae bone. Okay, so it could be here that your spiritual team, they want you to know that they have support for you, even though maybe you don't see whatever this is. Okay, so I refer to the cat's eye. If you're familiar with tarot, it's like the moon card. So there's something we're not seeing all the way yet, not having all the information. But perhaps your spiritual team is really wanting you to think about what's going to make you feel free, even though you don't have all the information, right? And that really makes sense a lot of times when we're talking about the spiritual, the unconscious, our intuition, because it's not our logical side of our brain, right? So maybe that is just maybe that's just it. It can be that in addition to something else that we're not seeing, right? But it's like maybe coming to terms with knowing that we are supported even if we can't see it, in the way that we're used to with our logical mind, but there's still like a lot of freedom there. Okay. Now, the last thing I'll kind of say, just this little bit here for the spiritual unconscious, was also over here. We had the horseshoe and the ladybug touching the water charm, touching the money bags, touching the book, touching the bow and arrow. So here, and it's very close to, but not touching the scissors, but that's okay. Here, I can see, Libra, that it's like perhaps there is, when we're talking about the spiritual unconscious and the intuitive, there's abundance and there's value with our emotions there, right? Like they could be more respected there, or they could be more at home there, your emotions or someone else's or multiple people or just the environment. There's something perhaps about some information, again, that either comes into you or from you to someone else or the energy. But this can maybe even change our spiritual unconscious intuitive goals. Okay, here with the symbol, the bow and arrow, the symbol for Sagittarius. So this could have something to do with the Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season, or where you even have Sagittarius in your chart. But I like all of this. Okay. So, on one side it could be cutting away some certain emotions, or like it doesn't feel like an over dependence of emotions. It feels like what I first said, just to clarify, like your emotions or someone else's, when we're talking about intuition, that's a big part of it. That's what it is. So there they need to be valued. I mean, they should be valued anywhere, but especially there. Okay. So yeah, that is kind of what I have in terms of that section. But let's kind of pull back out and see where we're going to go to next. So I just want to wait a minute before we go to work and money, is the last section, or the next second to the last section. I also want to talk about relationships and love right here. So if we look here, Libra, this is your least active area. So it doesn't mean that things aren't happening. It's like the opposite. It's like whatever generally is happening in this area, you or someone else or the energy should continue to do that, because Spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas. Okay. So as we get closer here, right, this is relationships and love. It's all types of relationships. It's romantic, it's platonic with friends and family, and it is self-love. Okay. And the first thing that we can see, there's not a whole lot going on in the past energy. There's a little bit of the alligator claw going off the mat, the black mat, a little bit. So this is a symbol for good luck, just like the green lucky rabbit's foot, the alligator claw. But it's also about striving and reaching for something because it's the claw, right? And so here, the other second thing we see that's really kind of obvious is we got the fork right here in relationships and love. So this is asking you or someone else or just the energy or multiple people about what are we feeding ourselves in terms of our relationships. And as you can see with the red mat and the flowers that I put out, right, it's February is Valentine's Day, right? Um, I say that because I don't consider it a real holiday, but um, anyway, it's not about what I think. It's just about maybe putting more of a focus on relationships at this time because of Valentine's Day for a lot of people. But again, not just romantic. It could be friends and family and self love, all the loves. I wish this said relationships and I wish this said loves, you know what I mean? Um, but that's okay. So, really, like putting emphasis on what are we eating in terms of our relationships, what type of relationships do we want, what type of relationships are we nurturing, all of those things. If you look at the majority of your green lucky rabbit's foot, we know it falls in the center circle and it affects all these different areas, but the majority of it is in relationships and love, and that's so beautiful, Libra. So I want to make sure there's nothing under there. Nope, yeah, that's it. It's just like, okay, enjoy that beautiful good luck there. Um, a little bit though on the line and a little bit under it, right? Um, is that the armadillo vertebrae bone here, the backbone that was then kind of going into the chair. I think originally, well, this was like here and this was more like that. Okay, something like that. So it is kind of right on the line and touching. So this can be saying here, Libra, the support that we have at home is like really showing up here, okay, with that armadillo vertebrae piece going into the chair. So that could be at our physical home, right? There's a lot of support there. But the other way to look at it too is that there's like a toughness or feeling at home in our relationships too, romantic, platonic, self love. Um, so the toughness because the armadillo as an animal has that hard outer shell, okay? But I also see like a lot of, um, good luck with whatever dreams you have for your relationships here with the dragonfly on that side that was kind of right on the line. And if we go the other way, all right, we also had like the mermaid. I don't know if it was touching. If we go like look at it that way, it might have not been touching, but it's very close. So I'm not going to say that it was touching because I can't remember exactly. I don't think this part moved that much. But yeah, a lot of balance here in the relationships. One relationship or multiple relationships, different types, whatever makes sense to you. But just to keep in mind is that balance element and to keep listening for where we have passion and creativity in our relationships with Leo the lion there, remember? So it could have something to do with a Leo or during Leo season or where we even have Leo in our chart, or it's none of those things and it's just about the passion, the creativity, the being courageous and strong, like in our relationships. Okay, so very nice. As I butcher putting that back together, but that's okay. So now we can come to your last section here, and a lot to talk about in terms of where Spirit wants you to focus on the work and money at this time too here, Libra. Okay, so again, whatever's on these different lines applies to this section as well. So we can see that there's a lot of good luck here, excuse me, for this reading, for the work and money, finances are being valued. There's a need to listen, to be courageous, and bring in the creativity and passion with the work and money and finances, like we just said over there with that listening seashell and the lion that I just covered up. Okay, and the yin and yang, the balance. Okay. If we go back a little bit here in the past, okay, we can see that the fish vertebrae is all the way out here. We have part of the scissors. We got a little bit of the honeybee and Saturn, which is then touching the horseshoe and the ladybug, right? If we also pretend that this dotted line is going out, we have some other things right on the line. All these things are touching, right? So again, with past energy, we got, there you are, Libra, the balance scales. or depending on where you have Libra in your chart. And then here we have um, the masculine charm, we have the bobcat tooth, we have the mountain charm, we have the ladybug. Oh, sorry, not the ladybug. That's the honeybee. And then we have um, the turkey wishbone. Okay, and I think it was more like that, roughly. All right. So what I'm seeing here in terms of the past, as far as work or money or finances or being valued here, Libra, is that maybe you felt or someone felt that things were more balanced in the past, or you felt more like yourself, or something was easier in terms of boundaries at work with the bobcat tooth. Or maybe the boundaries came up because there was so many challenges and a little bit of like fighting amongst people or something, or amongst ourselves, even with what this honeybee represents, right? So that would be that individual power and community power. Like, what's my individual role at work with the work, the money, the finances? What's the community role for those things, if there is one, right? All that is kind of showing up here in the past. We also see that maybe there was some striving for teamwork or some feminine energy here with the seashell, conch shell, and then the coyote claw. Okay, they're a pack animal, right? So teamwork, being open to that maybe in the past. Um, it's all the way out here, and it wasn't touching them, but it felt like it was part of it. So that's why I read it that way. Okay, now this part here, Libra, um, it's about Saturn making us more serious. Again, this started in the past with this, both of these bumblebees here, okay, being like, what is the individual and community roles with the work, the money, the finances, or a sense of being valued. So that started in the past, it's still going on, okay? And perhaps Saturn even wants us to cut something away here, cut away the emotions with the work, the money, the finances, because that's when we're going to be more successful and have more prosperity and even feel protected with the work, the money, the finances here with the horseshoe and the ladybug inside. There is also a work transformation going on, a transformative energy with work or money or both. Okay. And there is something about the work goals or targets maybe needing to change because of some type of information here, Libra. Okay. This could have something to do with the Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season, or where you have Sagittarius in your chart, or it doesn't have to be any of those things. And it's just really about where do you pull back the arrow and hit your target or someone else in terms of their work or money or finances. Because we do have abundance here. We have like an overwhelming sense of abundance. Okay. So just something about keeping the emotions, cutting some of that away. Okay. Now, as we go this way, we haven't talked about any of this so far in the reading because it was kind of separate from everything else. Is here, Libra, your spiritual team has some answers here for you, perhaps. Okay, so the angel coin is laying right on top of, I just moved it a little bit, not only the skeleton hand, but also the hummingbird. And then you had the key on top, right? And then the spider and spiderweb on the side. So here, Libra, your spiritual team double time, right? Because that's also what this skeleton hand represents. Want you to do something about what you're good at naturally with the hummingbird here. What you're naturally good at with the work, at work, with the money, the finances are being valued. There's like your spiritual team, ancestors, past on, loved ones, friends, family, etc. They have answers here for you, or they're saying that is the answer. There's a friendly type of energy here too, Libra, with the witch charm here. So this could be one friend or a group of friends, or just a friendly type of energy that wants to help with this. and they also want to help bring in some new ideas here, or they're supportive of you having new ideas in your work and money and finances being valued environment here with the spider and the spider web. Okay, so that's really cool. There also is something going on here. If we go this way, Libra, we have the symbol for Capricorn, and then we have the lock charm. So this could have something to do with the Capricorn during Capricorn season where you have Capricorn in your chart. Or it's all those things or none of those things in addition to those things. Something about where can we work through any stagnant energy. So Capricorn, the goat symbol, right, is they're very resilient. They represent not giving up. Okay, so if there's stagnant energy at work with the work, the money, the finances, that Capricorn goat symbol is like, don't give up. Your spiritual team is like, don't give up. New ideas are coming, right? Answers are coming. And part of that is doing what we're naturally good at and not caring what other people think in some way, because with the hummingbird, they fly backwards, but they get the sweetest nectar. So it's like maybe even doing something non-traditional or doing something that someone doesn't understand, but you understand or someone understands is where you're going to get some answers here. So it's not saying to be disrespectful in any way. It's just like there's something there with that hummingbird, okay, and what it represents. Now, if we go this way here, we haven't also talked about this or that in the reading so far in any of the sections because they weren't touching anything else. But here we can see we have the no coin, and it's on top of the puzzle piece, which is then touching the bicycle, which is then touching the crown. I'm going to flip the crown over. Okay. So, or very close to if it wasn't touching it, but close enough. Here, Libra, this is about some type of no, okay, that's a big part of the puzzle at work, with the work, the money, the finances are being valued. When we see no, people always freak out. That's the first word we learn when we're a little kid, or a lot of times, right? Like no, like a little toddler, just defiant. It's just fun to say sometimes, not to hear, but to say, right? So this no here, Libra, could be you giving a no to someone or someone giving a no to you, or it's just the energy in general. It could just be saying no for right now, not necessarily no for forever, but it's a big part of the piece to the puzzle, and it has something to do with all this movement. It could have something to do with travel or modes of transportation to get to work, to get to the money, the finances, or something here. Could be about a car, a vehicle, a bike, a scooter, a skateboard, etc. But this is definitely something to do with a higher up or leveling up at work with the work, the money, the finances. Okay, so this could be like a no from a higher up, from a boss, or it's like a no for something about leadership qualities right now, or it's saying no to not being super confident or something is another way to look at it. But again, it doesn't have to be a no for forever. Whatever this is, accepting of a no or giving a no, okay? Because let's not forget, you have all of this good luck here, okay? Also in work and money. So someone could be chewing over and digesting like how my spiritual team can help me feel more free with the work, the money, the finances. How can I feel support here with my whatever I'm wishing for the work, the money, the finances, with that whale vertebrae bone there, right? Oh, and I forgot to look at that. What's under the no? It looked flat. I wasn't even going to pick it up, but something told me to pick it up. There is the cloud. So be saying no to confusion, or no because there is confusion here. There could be confusion with a higher up. There could be confusion about leveling up. There could be confusion about being confident, being too confident or not confident enough. There's confusion there, right? So if we go back this way, that makes a lot more sense here too, because we didn't talk about this before in the other sections, because it really only applies to work and money since they're not touching anything, is if there's something that we're not knowing all the information yet with this cat's eye, right? Instead, if you're familiar with tarot, it's like the moon card. If there's something we don't know yet, then that would make sense why there's a confusion and there's a no. Okay? But on the other side of that, there is a need to keep clearing. There's double clearing agents, right? So you have the feather and the leaf. So clearing something, okay, either about family or with a family, either blood family or whoever you consider your family or your tribe. There's a lot of chewing over and digesting how to get to a sense of purity or gentleness with a family. It could be your work family, right? Since we're in work and money. It could be coworkers, it could be boss, whatever it is. There's a clearing and cleansing that needs to happen, is going to happen, so we can get a sense of freedom, so we can welcome in good luck. But also, there is that letter message document charm there. So it's like a communication or opportunity that comes in to you or from you, or to someone else, or comes in general, right? But it's only going to happen when there's that clearing and the cleansing, and there's no more confusion, there's no more cat's eye, because that's when we're going to have success and prosperity here with the fish. That's when also we're going to be able to plant some seeds, something of substance with the work, the money, the finances are being valued, that maybe we have wanted for a long time, or someone else has wanted, or multiple people, or just the environment, the energy has wanted, okay? So just, know too that, like, I wanted to flip the coffin, that your spiritual team, they want you to, again, past on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, they want you to get what you wish for, and they wish that you will eventually feel this freedom twice. Remember Pegasus and the freedom cuffs. Okay. So, wow. Really beautiful, interesting reading too, Libra. If you didn't already watch the Virgo, I would maybe watch the Virgo too. Just because whatever our main sun sign is, like let's say you're sun sign Libra, then you're going to share a lot of things with the sign before you and the sign after you. So you would share a lot with Virgo, and you would share a lot with Scorpio. So if you feel guided, always check your other placements too and other readings. But anyway, that is your reading, Libra. So I will be posting the picture that I took earlier. I feel like I should maybe start taking the pictures at the end, but then I forget, because then all the stuff is kind of flipped over. But I'm going to take one more right now anyway, while I think about it, just because it makes sense. I don't know. But yes, let me put this camera back up here, guys, just so I can wave goodbye and stuff. But yes, thank you guys for your energy, for your likes, your views, your support. Whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, later eventually Instagram and TikTok. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So enjoy this time period, both Virgo and Libra. And I will be taking a break and coming back later with Scorpio and Sagittarius. All right, guys, so take care. I'll see you later. Bye.